What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. The strangest thing just happened. I got up, getting ready for work, and I'm looking at the comments on, the last few videos that I put out for the overnight timeline. Many of you know how I actually do go ahead and I set those up. You can watch them overnight. Now, I saw a comment that I thought was very interesting because the comment said, "Hey, VG, why don't you make a video that talked about Xbox business or Microsoft gaming division has failed regardless of Activision?" And what's funny is I actually saw that, particular post on Twitter last night and I made a video about it. So it seems like the people that are following the accounts that I saw that video being posted on, which was Nib, and also the video itself, the article itself. This is the article right here. It's literally sitting on my computer open. And this person came out and said, "Hey, VG, why don't you discuss the article about Microsoft Gaming falls short despite Activision deal by Aaron Holmes, submitted to the Information Tech News blog. Can't wait to see you spin the information in the article. Say it's positive for Xbox." Oh my goodness. Now let me show you guys in my content folder. I made an entire, 18-minute video on it. It's literally sitting here untitled. I haven't even done a thumbnail for it. And I'm seeing somebody telling me, "Hey man, why don't you go ahead and make a video for this article that possibly confirms my bias?" I looked through that article. That article basically, and we walked through the entire article. It's going to be coming probably before this video, but I thought, let me go ahead and see what these folk are about. So apparently yesterday on Twitter, Nib put out this video. He had a huge missive. Everything that, you could basically try to say negative about Xbox. You know the whole thing. Oh, Game Pass is not 100 million. Satya Nadella, blah, 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 blah. And I was just looking through it and I said, okay, let me go read the article myself. On looking at the article, I was saying to myself, this has not told us anything new. Number one. Number two, it skipped out the reality that when you look through the FTC trials, you get to see the amount of money that was actually presented in terms of how much is made and how much is kept as potential profit between Xbox and PlayStation. Look at it right here. Look, Nib, he dropped a big missive, basically summarizing all of what he thought were the problems right here. Now, you know what's insane, ladies and gentlemen, is if you juxtapose Xbox's business on PlayStation, if anybody would treat PlayStation's business from where PlayStation's business falls short, anyone, if anyone in the media would ever do it, because the media is literally filled with a bunch of wimps when it comes to PlayStation, these folk hardly say anything negative about PlayStation. You know why? Apparently, they can get punished and they can get blacklisted by PlayStation. Do y'all remember the video that I actually, went ahead? And this is crazy. I'm glad they brought this up. So this might be somebody using an alternate account to try to tell me to go make the video. This might be somebody who saw it and, basically, interacted with it and said, "Hey, I'm going to see this video, blah, 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 blah." Weird. I made it's a playlist. The playlist is called Xbox Tax. And in this playlist, I have a specific video that was actually done by Ryan Perino. Ryan Perino is from Game Ranks. Let me go ahead and show you guys my playlist. I've taken my time to look through a lot of this stuff. Let me see if I can find the Xbox Tax, playlist. And in this playlist, ladies and gentlemen, there's a video that Ryan Perino, there's a video about a Ryan Perino article where he said, and he concluded that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was the buggiest game to receive the universal acclaim, tag from Metacritic or something like that. That article got deleted. If you want to read that article, you have to go through, you have to go through the Wayback Machine to see that article. Like, the press does not say anything about PlayStation's business. Hardly, not say. Let me put it this way. The press hardly ever puts itself in a situation where it has to take a deep dive into PlayStation's business. It doesn't do it. That's what I do on this channel. I just take a deep dive and I look, and we all look, and behold, it's actually the strangest thing ever. Isn't it crazy, ladies and gentlemen, that this is what these folk are doing? You literally, you told me to go find an article that literally cites all of the, shortcomings of Xbox, where Xbox basically has not met some targets that it set. And you're already concluding that I'm going to spin it to favor Xbox. I already made the video. The video is going to be coming out. In fact, I'm happy that you put this comment out here. And I'm happy that, y'all are actually, in a sense, hovering around this one article. You do know, though, that at the end of the day, what's wild and what's crazy, ladies and gentlemen, is these folk that are hovering all over the place. Here's the Xbox tax playlist. It's right here. You do know, ladies and gentlemen, that these people that are hovering around Xbox, right? Hold on, this video is already playing. And wanting to see Xbox in a bad light will never agree with you when they see PlayStation just in the light that PlayStation is. My alarm is going off. I gotta get ready to get to work. If you want to see the video, this is it right here. Xbox tax, the buried Marvel Spider-Man 2 universal acclaim controversy. This is the video right here. This particular video right here. The article, I had to go back on the Wayback Machine to find it. Yet, these folk have already jumped on Microsoft's gaming business falls short despite Activision. What exactly about the gaming business fell short? They didn't get 100 million Game Pass subscribers. And their revenue grew by 5.8% in one quarter, and then it grew only with Activision in another quarter. Things that we already know. Nothing, does that make sense? Nothing insane. However, I haven't seen the person that has taken the deep dive to say, what was the impact of Concord on PlayStation's business? What was the impact of Until Dawn Remake? What was the impact of all these other games? No one has even taken or even gotten, I say, the cojones to even write anything that said, well, now that we've seen, I'm going back, now that we've seen how Xbox's profits are actually healthy compared to their expenses via Tweaktown, right? What do we do with that compared to PlayStation, whose, business proposal shows that they're basically spending out of their ears to basically make almost the same amount of possible net profit that Xbox is making. No one is doing that. No one is doing that. Instead, you have this feedback loop that's going on where somebody publishes an article, right? The article has some sort of a negative spin to it. At the end of you guys will see, we'll go through the article. And then you have another person about 56 minutes ago literally say, why don't you discuss the article? I already did. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because, man, I'm so happy that I actually took the time because it was late. I made that video and I was like, man, I'm so tired, but I still sat there and we kind of walked through everything, kind of saw, okay, what is the conclusion of this article? Nothing that we don't already know. Does this now signal, oh, Microsoft is in trouble? No, they're actually quite healthy. The crazy thing about this, all this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of people that would want to make you think this don't realize that Microsoft is now taking a keen interest in Xbox that they haven't before. That's the one thing that this particular article misses out. This article is basically citing, portfolio managers, hedge fund guys that are like, man, we're not seeing any growth. Who want to see growth in literally basically 1 year? That's what they want. They want to see Microsoft's business explode in 1 year of them barely acquiring Activision. With Bethesda, Microsoft was able to quickly clean up. They basically, took care of Tango the way that they felt they needed to. But Bethesda was a dirty drag show. Like, it just literally just dragged all over the internet for the most part. And so if they're waiting for this model to basically go ahead and just spin and start pouring out profits, it's useless. If we even analyze, if we wanted to take a good look, let's juxtapose Activision's acquisition and how Microsoft has managed that compared to Bungie. You're going to see PlayStation in a light that you will realize that a lot of these folk that are basically trying to engage in this, feedback loop for themselves, they're living in a fantasy world. You understand, ladies and gentlemen, that PlayStation is the underdog, right? I'm trying to let you guys in that PlayStation is the underdog. They just seem to have this media presence. And that's the thing. The media is really weird, with all of this stuff. But they are the underdog. I'm worried in a sense as to, how they're going to respond to a market that's closing in on them, where they have themselves between a rock and a hard place. They literally have themselves within a rock and a hard place, where everybody is interpreting the gaming industry by saying, man, if you're not going to come in here and talk about, look at what Matt Piscatella wrote yesterday. He said the static nature of player engagement is the biggest factor impacting the potential success of new titles, in my opinion. And any think piece or opinion about players want X or don't want Y without taking this dynamic into account can be thrown right into the bin. That's my hill. People who are seeing the gaming industry actually move are saying that without this perspective being put forward, you might as well pound sand, because you're not going to have any sound understanding as to what the industry is actually doing. This is interesting. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.